Welcome to Markkleeberg in Germany for round 4 of the 2019 ICF Canoe Slalom World Cup. We're on the outskirts of Leipzig in Germany, and this is the third time this event has hosted a World Cup race. 183 athletes from 26 countries are competing for points across the 5-race ICF World Cup Series. The final will be in Prague next weekend for the World Cup final. We're now a month away from the Olympic qualifiers and World Championships in Spain, and we are into the sharp end of the 2019 international season. So we're here on this great course here in Leipzig, and this was built in 2006 as part of the bid for the 2012 Olympic Games for Leipzig. It's an artificial course based on the Markkleeberg Sea, the lake in the background, and the water, 18 cubic meters of water per second is pumped into the start pool. Gravity does the rest. It drops 5.2 meters across the 270 meter length. Well, racing conditions not quite as good as yesterday. A little bit more wind, but no real issues for the paddlers. The poles are not moving around, and it is finals time now. So those athletes narrowed down to 10 boats. The women's canoe final first, and then we'll have the men's kayak final. Myself, Andy Muddock, will bring you all the action as it unfolds, and I'm pleased to welcome to the commentary box paddling royalty, because alongside me is the world champion in the men's canoe event from 2018 and a bronze medalist from yesterday's men's canoe event, Franz Anton of the German team. So welcome, Franz.
Thank you.
So you saw the standings there of the World Cup after 3 races, and Jessica Fox of Australia leading the World Cup standings after 3 races. But this is the lineup. 10 boats, and they race in reverse order. So Nadine Verachnik of Austria will go off last on the basis of a blistering semi-final time. 101 plus a 2-second penalty. Can anyone get close? So a little bit of stats from the semi-finals, and it looks like those are the numbers. Gate 3, Gate 11 and Gate 13. They're the ones that have caused the most problems. But welcome, Franz, and what are your thoughts, and where do you think is the trickiest part of this course?
I think the Gate 6 and 7 and 8, it's one of the trickiest moves, because you come with a lot of speed and you have to accelerate again, and you do 2 back turns. Or if you can go straight, then it could be better, but to find there the way to not lose your time, that's the most important thing in this.
Well, we're underway with racing, and Kate Eckhart of Australia is the first of our paddlers to negotiate this 21 gate course. 6 upstream gates, the red and white gates, and 15 green and white downstream gates. Our course designers Michael Trummer and Dan Goddard have set the challenge that everybody has to negotiate, and this is the section here that you were talking about there, Franz.
Yes, it's also a tricky move to jump over the stopper at between 9 and 10, and to accelerate again in the corner and not lose the time. I think you can win their time, but you can lose a lot of time. So that's the thing you have to know about this course.
Yeah, and Kate's a little bit low there on the upstream Gate 12, and I think that's a really good point, because in the semi-finals of the women's C1 we saw a lot of time people dropping low into the upstream Gate 10, and the paddlers that got the fast times, they were the ones that delivered that move.
For example, Ricarda Funk, she's one who can, if she's low in upstream, she can accelerate fast, so she won't lose time. So if you can do this as well as a good athlete, you don't care about, but if you won't, you will lose the time and you will lose the focus. And Kate is looking good. Something is wrong with the camera now. Changed.
So yeah, Kate Eckhart crosses the finish line now. 1:15.06 seconds, and well, we know that the time for the semi-final, the fastest run time was 1:01.88, but it did have a 2-second penalty, so 1:03.88 seconds. And well, I'm going to speculate anything under 105 seconds is good enough for the podium. Any thoughts on that?
Unfortunately, I couldn't watch the whole C1 ladies race, so I just saw my team colleague Andrea Herzog, And when you say 101, that's impressive for me. That is pretty close to our senior time, or to our K1 C1 men time. So wow, and 105, yeah, this would be, I think, good position to get a medal or to be in the top 5.
We've got some top boats still to come. We've got Jessica Fox, the world number 1, the World Cup leader, and she'll go off 3rd from last for Australia. We've got Teresa Fisarova, World Championship medalist, Nuria Villaruba, European champion for Spain. We've got Germany's Jasmin Schornberg and Andrea Herzog with their own little battle as well towards Olympic selection. But on course now, it is the second of our finalists, Eva Alina Hočevar of Slovenia.
The youngest athlete in the final, I would say. And I don't know how many finals she already have reached in the World Cup season or at the Europeans or World Championships, but it's impressive to see someone in the final with the age of 17.
Well, you're right. She was 6th this year at the Junior World Championships, 4th last year at the Junior World Championships, so still very much making her mark at the junior and under 23 level, but great to see her progressing in the senior ranks, and already ahead of Kate Eckhart of Australia by quite some margin. But what we have seen over the course of the semi-finals is a lot of people finding time at the top, but it's actually the middle and the bottom that will decide the result.
Yeah, before gate 10 or after the gate 10, I would say, it's the point where you hear the the spectators, and if you lose your focus, you will make a mistake at the next gate, I would say. And especially if the commentator says or screaming at you and tells you the time you are up on, you will lose your mind, or you will lose your focus, and that's the problem I had in my qualification. And wow, she's impressive, 3.5 seconds ahead.
Yes, and a really good upstream on 15, so that's really good. She looks like she's found the rhythm, she's working with the water, and she's not forcing it.
Oh, it's looking good. It maybe her... Oh!
So just as we speak, then great recovery though. She got rejected by the stopper, had to realign the boat, and well, she's limited the damage, but that will eat into that advantage that she had.
What was the time of the semi-final? Do you know? No.
Her time was around about 115. We'd have to look it up, but into second place, outside of the time of Kate Eckhart of Australia, our race leader. But Eva Alina Hočevar for Slovenia, a respectable run, remember, still competing as a junior in the 2019 season. So Franz, tell us, you were talking about the crowd and things, and you know, there's definitely a home advantage for paddling on the white water, but equally it comes with disadvantages. You've got a lot of expectation from your home crowd, you've got the noise, the support, even the distractions when you're trying to prepare. What's it like for you competing on home soil?
I think every athlete can say or agree what I say now. If you are in a different nation than your hometown, you don't understand the commentary, so they just say your name, and then, for example, if we are in Prague, they talking to you in Czech, and you just understand your name, though you don't realize what they are saying about. But when you are at home, and the commentary tells so many things about you, and you're staying at the start box and waiting for your start, you will get confused, because you don't try to listen to it, but then you can't do, and that's something you have to close your mind and not listen to it.
Which is quite a skill in itself. So next up on the course for Spain, it is Clara Olazabal, another up-and-coming young paddler who's making their mark. 2 Spanish boats in this 10-boat final.
And it's also Olympic selection for those Spanish athletes, I would say.
Well, that might explain some of the strong competition for the racing here. 3.6 seconds up, so it's a good top section, but this is where it counts. And first of all, it's getting tight into this upstream gate 10. That's the job, and well, not bad. She actually gets a good recovery up the eddy.
Good jump over the stopper, and now accelerate your boat and keep pushing, and then try to focus again for the next gates.
So she made the final at the Lee Valley World Cup, the first World Cup of the 2019 ICF Canoe Slalom World Cup Series. And she's got a big margin there, but it's slipping away now. So gate 15, That's eaten a bit of time as she exits, but 6.88, she should still leave that section with an advantage.
She's a bit offline, I would say now.
Yes, it's so easy, isn't it? You make one mistake and you lose the rhythm of the boat. And
yeah, exactly. The rhythm is still the important thing. If you continue and you can follow your plan you had talked to your coach or you have done with your coach, everything is okay. But if you lose it and try to make it with purpose to get a good time, 110.35.
So into first place for Clara Olazabal of Spain, and it's a respectable run, 110.35. I think it might still be a challenge for the podium, but well, maybe if that mistake on gate 14 to 15 hadn't happened, she would have been in the mix. But again, young paddler there, and it's Olazabal of Spain leading ahead of Eckhart of Australia and Hochevar of Slovenia, with 7 boats still to go in this, the women's C1 final, here live from Markkleeberg in Germany. So 7 countries racing in this 10-boat final from 3 continents. And next up from Brazil, it is Ana Satila, 2017 World Championship bronze medalist, and a 23-year-old who's an accomplished paddler. She's been to 2 Olympic Games, multiple World Championships, and will start the journey towards the 2020 Olympic Games in a month's time with Olympic qualification at the World Championships.
Early touch on get 1, so she have to continue to her plan and try to not think about, or she can try to be faster than. She's a bit offline, I would say.
Yes, and Ana Satila, she's such a dynamic paddler. She really attacks the course, but if she loses the rhythm, she often struggles to rediscover that form and refocus in the run. It'll be interesting to see how she gets on. Now, this is a bit of an opportunity from 10 to 11 to refocus as she comes into the bottom section.
Of course it is, and it looks like she has found her way now and knows what to do now.
But 4 seconds of penalty, that's a big ask to get on the podium with that kind of addition to the tally.
She's getting faster and faster.
Yeah, so 3.41 the deficit, but remember that's based on a time 110.35. So I suspect Ana Satila will still be able to shave away at that time as she tackles the final few gates, the last upstream gate, gate 19.
And now comes the time where you can just try and push as hard as you can. You see the finish line, you just want to get there and just go and go and go and go and listen to the spectators, gives you power.
Yeah, that's a good one. And Ana Satila into second place. So those 4 seconds of penalties, costly indeed. So Clara Olazabal still leads for Spain, ahead of Ana Satila of Brazil, Kate Eckhart of Australia in third. And you talk about the finish line there, Franz. It looks so long, the sprint from the last gate through to the finish line. It looks like really hard work and almost as if you're paddling uphill.
The problem is it's not just the strong current you wish you have to there. You wish you had there, because you have to make the speed by your own, and it's bubbling the whole time. So you have to push forward and forward and forward. And then if the spectators making a really good noise for you, then you can get the power from somewhere of your body you don't know, and
you find that extra horsepower somewhere that you dig deep. Well, Brazil's Ana Satila, she does have an asterisk by her name, and I suspect that'll be the video judges looking at the downstream gate 6, but at the moment it is Clara Olazabal leading for Spain, as we have our first of 2 German paddlers in this 10-boat final, and it is Germany's Jasmin Schonberg on course.
It's nice to see her in the final. I think it's her first final in the C1 category. She's paddling since 2006 at the senior level, so she knows how to paddle and how to get the feeling at the final.
It's interesting, because she's a world champion in the kayak event, and it's interesting that she looks like she really works well with the water. She doesn't force it, but she works in harmony with the water.
That's the way of I've known Yasmin. She wasn't the one who was paddling such strong and against the water. She was always trying to get the current and the flow with it. And if you can do this in a K1, you can do this as well in a C1, and she does pretty good for the moment. And she knows the course. We had our national selections here. She had training camps here, so it's not a question of knowing the course or of her condition of the body. I think it's a mind question.
Yeah, well, she's our virtual race leader on the early split. She's now dropped 2.24 seconds. A couple of the upstreams not as slick as she might like, but a huge amount of German support, and the crowd here has created a great atmosphere.
It is. I wish there would be more spectators. The weather is good now, but unfortunately, maybe we have a football game in Leipzig, but I don't know where they are.
Well, last few gates now for Yasmin Schornberg of Germany. She comes through the final gate.
Push.
Now digging deep, using the energy from the crowd to come to the finish and into first place. She finds the time on the bottom part of the course. It's a clean run for Yasmin Schornberg of Germany, 109.37.
And she's happy with it. I'm pretty sure she's happy with it.
Well, as you say, it's her first final, and I seem to remember she dabble in the women's C1 when it first came onto the World Championship program, and then she focused back on the kayak.
Oh no, she did never been in a C1 before, I would say. She started last year, and it was good. So,
well, it's good because Germany are leading the race at the halfway point in this 10-boat final. Yasmin Schornberg leads 109.37, still 5 boats to go. And here we see the proximity. That's just how close you have to get to the gates to find those margins. And it all came together on the bottom part of the course. Timed to perfection, paced to perfection. Will it be enough? Well, we'll wait to see. I think we will try and grab a word with Yasmin as soon as she's had a chance to get her breath back. There she is at the finish line. So the difference between the canoe and the kayak, the canoe athletes kneeling in the boat with a single-bladed paddle, and the kayak athletes sat in the boat, legs out in front of them, with a double-bladed paddle. And we'll of course have the men's kayak final up immediately after this women's C1 final. And the final is, well, very much likely to be an exciting one. 10 top boats all racing it out for glory, just as they are in this women's C1 final. Yasmin Schornberg, our race leader for Germany, at the halfway point. As we just reflect on some of the performances first, and hopefully we'll grab a word with the current race leader.
Here we are halfway through the final, and Yasmin Schornberg from Germany leads the field. Yasmin, how was that for you?
Oh, it's amazing. I can't find the right words at the moment, I think, but I'm really happy. I was really happy to be in the final, and now I'm still leading, or at the moment. That's awesome.
Having the home crowd here, what's that like for you?
Yeah, the crowd was also awesome. I heard all the people, and it pushed me, and thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Well, that's great. So 109.37 is the time to beat, but we still have the 5 fastest boats from the semi-final to come. And next up on course for Spain, it is Nuria Villarubla, who's very capable. She's a European champion. She's a medalist at World under 23 level, and if she finds the groove at the top of the course, I suspect Nuria will be a big threat to that race lead.
Clara will watching her closely and will be nervous maybe, but for now on she's looking good.
So as you say, Franz, then we have the Olympic dimension in terms of Olympic selection as well, playing out. Spanish team, Slovak team this weekend, German team.
Yes.
But she has the early advantage and she is tight into the upstream 10.
Now the jump over the stopper wasn't too bad, but could be better, I would say, as a local. For now, it's looking good. She's close to the upstream gates, and now she have to it's not close.
Well, she's extended the advantage. 3.76 seconds. We are looking at our virtual race leader, Nuria Villarubla of Spain. Now she's got to keep it clean. 3.76 the advantage. That'll be getting her closer to 105. That's the kind of territory to take a podium here. And nicely into 19.
Really good, yeah. And the exit was also good. So she switched to the left side of the pedal, now back to the right side to make the sprint into the finish line. And she's looking, she had to move it a little bit, but it will be good.
Look at that, 104.98. She has extended the advantage at the bottom part of the course. Nuria Villarubla of Spain takes the race lead ahead of Jasmin Schornberg of Germany, Clara Olazabal of Spain. So it's Spain 1 and 3 with 4 boats still to go in this Women's C1 World Cup final, live here in Markkleeberg in Germany. So 104.98, well, that's a pretty competitive time there, Franz, but we know there is time still out there. But that 101 that Nadine Verachnik of Austria did on the semi-final run, I would be impressed if that can be repeated.
And normally we say the C1 ladies have to be 10 seconds slower than the C1 men. So if we looking to the time of Alexander Slavkovsky yesterday, he had a 92. So 102 would be the winning time, or if you be better, then for sure you will get a medal, I would say. So 94 and 104 is pretty close to the target time. Let's find out what the upper 4 athletes can do.
Well, next up it's the Czech Republic. Tereza Fisarova, and World Championship silver medalist from the World Championships in Pau in France 2017, and already on track, switching the blade, setting up through that move into this double upstream, gate 3 and 4, where we've seen quite a few penalties over the course of these semi-finals and finals.
She's the one, I think, who is switching the pedals the fastest in the whole field. That's always impressive for me to see them switching at positions I wouldn't do. I would love to, I would really like to have the pedal in the water, and they are putting it out and switching to the other side and stopping pedaling for a second.
Well, she's down on the early split, but she looks like she's delivered the move quite nicely through 6, 7, 8 and 9. And well, that will actually feature in the next split. So it's all about how well she can do the upstream gate 12.
And she's looking really focused on all the things she's doing. Those she's not getting in a hurry and trying to do it as fast as possible. She takes the time to prepare the next step, and that is looking good. And she's ahead.
She's
1.4 seconds.
Wow. She's cutting the line on 15. She's escaped any penalties on there, and well, it's going to be close as to whether she can stay ahead of the race leader, Nuria Villarubla of Spain. And can she go under 105 seconds?
She might lose some time now.
Yeah, Nuria was very good, but at the bottom, apart from just that final little bit before the finish line. Can Tereza get the line
4
right?
seconds now.
Well, she does.
Close.
Oh, just outside by 4/100ths of a second. Into second place for Tereza Fisarova of the Czech Republic. Tight racing. And that's what we like. Nuria Villarubla of Spain still leads ahead of Tereza Fisarova of the Czech Republic. Jasmin Schornberg still in third for Germany. And 3 to go in this the Women's C1 final here live from Markkleeberg in Germany. Well, the atmosphere is great here, and lots of support, and still a home paddler to come in the last 3, so the noise will build again.
And my training colleague, she's the one I'm training with, Andrea, so I'm nervous again as well.
Well, not long to wait now until we find out who will take the maximum points. 60 points up for grabs for a win in a World Cup race, but next week it's the World Cup final in Prague in the Czech Republic, and the World Cup final has double points. And well, the tightness of the racing is such that in most categories it will go down to the wire in that World Cup final. But here is the world number 1 for Australia, Jessica Fox, the 25-year-old 4-time world champion. She's a 2-time Olympic medalist in the kayak event, and of course women's C1 will make its debut in Tokyo, but already a penalty on gate 1.
I haven't seen it. It was close, but from this position we had, I couldn't say that it was a touch, but the technique is now really good with the gate line cameras and stuff, so we are in a good way to...
Well, Jessica looks like she's got the rhythm, and she may not even know that she's picked up that penalty on gate 1, but 4 seconds down on the top section. So,
and she was going straight, gate 7. It's impressive to me, because it's not as the easiest way you can do there, but she did it in the final, so she knows she had to find some time.
She's the reigning World Cup champion of 2018, but she's not had things all her way this year. 3rd at Lee Valley at the first World Cup of the season. Then she missed the final in the World Cup 2, but back on form. Took gold at World Cup 3 in Tartzen. And look at that. She is actually now our virtual race leader. Only just, but Jessica has not panicked, as you say. She's building into her run, and she's very much still in contention.
You can see she's pushing really hard to getting close to the gates, and wow, impressive exit of the upstream gate, and now she's just pushing to the finish line and go.
And she's got a good run to the finish as well. So Jessica Fox, though, outside into 3rd place. Is it 3rd?
Yeah,
yes.
3rd place.
105.14, so it's a 103 time. But Jessica Fox there.
I think she has lost the time at the gate 15. She was pretty low. It was clear, yeah.
And there we see the penalty review, and it is clear that obviously her left shoulder touched the pole, and unfortunately for her, it looks like that will stand. There's the video judges that you were referring to there, Franz, and quite a clear shot there that Jessica Fox, that's what's holding her off the top spot at the moment. So it is still Nuria Villarubla of Spain who is leading this women's C1 final. Teresa Fisarova of the Czech Republic is in 2nd. Jessica Fox of Australia in 3rd. And, well, for Spain, guaranteed a medal, but what colour? Because we still have a German paddler and an Austrian still to come. And the crowd will be eagerly anticipating now, ready to, well, support the paddler down and give them that extra horsepower down the course.
Of course, the spectators will do this, and they know Andrea, so they can cheer her and give her the energy she needs to.
So, on course, Andrea Herzog of Germany, 2-time junior world champion, just 19 years of age, and very much capable. She was 2nd fastest in the semi-final. Can she go one better in this final? Now, we were commenting earlier, the German knowledge is very much to sort of go round the back and use the momentum on that gate 3. Is that would that be your strategy?
Yeah, you will find out if you have some multiple runs here, especially if you train every day here, that it won't be gives you a big point, gives you big time if you come close to these upstream gates. So
and it's lower risk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lower risk, and you can relax a little bit. But now she's looking good. Good stop, good jump over the stopper, and the split time we haven't seen.
It's 1.35 down, but
down.
I think she has the opportunity. She looked really good through 10 and certainly through the stopper on the run into 11. So can she build into this run? Well, the German crowd going wild here, making noise, and yes, she has turned a deficit into the advantage.
and the crowd is going crazy. That is nice to see and to hear. And I really hope that she can put it together and keep it to the finish line. This way she's pedaling now, so focused, not in an angry mood to have the best time, just to follow the stream and the current.
Well, she's looking like she's tidy. She's going to be clean, surely, through the last gate safely. Now, it's a sprint finish, 1:04.98 to beat. It's going to be inside that, surely? No, it's tight racing here, 1:05.45. That sprint finish seems to go on and on, but into fourth place for Andrea Herzog. And in terms of the German team selection, is that significant?
Yeah, it is. We just count the position of the Germans in the team. So if you are West German, doesn't matter which place, you will get 10 points, and the second place will get 7 points. So in this example, Andrea will get 10 points, and Jasmin 7 points, and Elena, she is third best German, she will get 5 points. If you could win a medal, you will get a bonus point. So
that's what you got yesterday.
Yeah, that was the good thing for me yesterday. I did the maximum result that I could happen here, and but I think Andrea shouldn't be unhappy.
It's a great result there. Yeah. And so Nuria Villarubla of Spain still leading, guaranteed a silver medal, and Teresa Fisarova of the Czech Republic and is in second. Jessica Fox of Australia lying in third at the moment. One boat still to go, and here she is, Nadine Voracnik of Austria. She's the 2018 Under-23 World Champion, and well, she ripped the field apart on the semi-final. She led the field, and that included a penalty. Can she find those lines again?
She was here for a training camp, or multiple training camps, so she knows the course really well. And for the first gates, that was
super tight.
Super tight exit, yes. And she's not switching the blade. That is also impressive to see. But she's ahead. Yeah. I wouldn't say this, or I couldn't.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? She looks like she's had to fight to get into that position, and really that move, gate 7, more than often will appear on the next split. But it's good on 10, but this is where she was so good in the semi-final. Can she find that line? And particularly 12 to 15, that was where she was really strong.
Her body is moving a lot, so she's working really hard to push the limits to the limit. And
well, it is
getting the speed.
Villarubla. It's Spain against Austria at the moment, and she has extended the advantage, 2.66. This is an outstanding run from the Austrian, but she still has a number of gates to go.
And now there's the move.
This is the critical move, and she's nailed it.
She nailed it, yeah. A bit low, but the way till the gate was pretty good.
So it is Nadine Voracnik of Austria now.
Oh no! That wasn't the plan.
She's lost the mistake, but also she's lost the momentum. Is it going to cost her the lead? It is going to cost her the race win. And into 5th place. Such is the tightness of racing. It is gold for Spain. Nuria Villarubla takes the gold, 1:04.98. And Teresa Fisarova of the Czech Republic in second. Jessica Fox of Australia takes the bronze. But, wow, how cruel was that?
To lose this, the close victory she was on the fastest line, and to lose this at the last gate, that is the moment that will hurt the most, I would say. Well, if you will ask her, you will get the answer immediately.
Well, respect to Nadine Voracnik. I think we call that out because that was 2 outstanding runs, and unfortunately for her, just that little move at the finish between the last 2 gates cost her the victory, and she has to settle for 5th place, but that'll be valuable points for her in the World Cup standings. But it is gold for Spain. Nuria Villarubla takes the win here in Markkleeberg in Germany. And, well, Germany, 4th place, Andrea Herzog. Should be pleased with that. Is that a personal best for her in the World Cup?
Yes, I think it was. I think she had already a 4th place at the World Cup, but I know her really well, so.
Well, maybe we can have catch up with Nuria Villarubla from Spain, our race winner of this, the Women's C1 World Cup here in Markkleeberg.
Nuria, you've waited a little while for this and now you've won a gold medal again. Congratulations. You must feel fantastic.
Yeah, I feel super happy. I'm proud of the work that I did until now, and I'm happy for that result.
It's such a tough field, the women's canoe, so many good paddlers. What does it mean for you today to come out and beat the best in the world?
I'm super happy. I really feel that my improvements are working well, and I'm happy to beat today because it's a great present for me.
Congratulations, Nuria. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Well, great to see that the race winner. Here is the results. Nuria Villarubla takes gold for Spain. Czech Republic takes silver. Australia take bronze. And, well, Germany still in the mix there. 4th place for Andrea Herzog and 6th place Jasmin Schornberg. But the big story, Nadine Verachnik, outstanding performance in semi-finals and finals, but doesn't quite finish the run and finishes in 5th place there. So the Women's C1 final is concluded, and almost certainly that will mean that the overall standings is that Jessica Fox will go into the World Cup final as the race leader of the overall World Cup after 4 races. We'll get confirmation of that very shortly. But don't go away, because we'll be up next with the men's K1 final. And, well, what a final we're anticipating there, because 10 top-ranked boats all racing it out for the honours as we're in the sharp end of the international racing season. Everybody sharpening the blades, ready for the World Championships.
I'm really interested in how many athletes, or if some athletes can go below the 90 seconds again, because this will be the time to be on the podium for sure. Maybe we will see some tricky moves at the 14, 15, 16 gate combination, because this is, I think, the position or the gate section where you can win a lot of time if you come close to the upstream gates.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much risk is taken in that final when the athletes are fighting it out for hundredths of a second to separate themselves. But this women's C1 final has lived up to expectation, and it is Spain that take the gold. Nuria Villarubla, myself, Andy Maddock, and alongside me, the bronze medalist from yesterday, the world champion of 2018 in the men's C1 category, Franz Anton, and we'll keep you in with all the action. So, Australia's Jessica Fox takes bronze here, and she will extend her lead in the World Cup standings overall for the 2019 season. And of course, we move on to Prague in the Czech Republic next weekend for the World Cup final. You'll find all that on Planet Canoe live throughout the course of the 3-day competition. And here are the standings. There we have it. Jessica Fox starts to take a commanding lead after 4 races. Anna Satila of Brazil in 2nd. Victoria Wolfhard of Austria in 3rd. But there, Andrea Herzog has moved up the order into 4th place for Germany, but double points up for grabs next weekend, so still all to play for.
Yeah, but we will skip, the German team will skip the World Cup in Prague. We will go for a training camp to Laseo, and we will send our under 23s and some other athletes of the national selections.
Well, so next time we'll see you in action will be at the World Championships.
Exactly.
Well, let's focus on the men's K1 final. So we had an intense semi-final, and these are our 10 qualifiers. Lucien Delfort of Australia was the fastest in the semi-final, the only boat to go under 90 seconds. But, well, what a lineup we've got. We have 2 Germans, and of course the German Olympic team selection is very much still underway. Hannes Eigner has the advantage, but if he wants to wrap it up, he needs to finish ahead of Tim Maxiner.
Yes, and Tim, he will do his best to keep the dream of Olympics alive. So we will see a good battle, I would say, between them. It's good to have them at the start and the end of the final. So one of them will get a lot of pressure, and the other one can put a lot of pressure.
Well, we're underway with racing, and well, what a better way to start than with Giovanni De Gennaro of Italy, who won the last World Cup in Tarzan in Slovenia in true style. So can he make it back-to-back wins? He just sneaked into this final because he actually picked up a 2-second penalty, so he was fast enough. It's all about delivering it clean when it matters now.
For the starter, I'm pretty sure he wished he could have better start, because he had already lost some time at the gate 1, but now he has to find his line again, and he's pedaling smooth and trying to focus on what he can.
Well, it's a pretty tidy move on the upstream gate 10. Giovanni Di Gennaro, quite tall, carries quite a lot of weight down the course, but hugely powerful to make up for that.
I don't know how much he weighed. Oh, that looked like a touch at gate 12. Yeah, there he is.
Yes, eagle eyes there. Well done, Franz. Yes, unfortunately for Giovanni, then a 2-second penalty. And using those levers, he's going to have to dig deep now. 3 times a World Cup winner. So no stranger to the kind of pressure that goes on in performing in a final. And looking good, but he's left it open with that 2-second penalty.
Over 90 seconds. And
yeah, so
maybe something around 94.
Yeah, so it'd be a 91.59 time, but 2 seconds added on to that. And well, I don't think that's going to hit the podium today, but still a good performance and more of a reflection of the standard of this final that we're anticipating. Giovanni Di Gennaro, though, just getting into the final and being in contention will help his overall World Cup standings in this ICF World Cup. Going into the race, he was 8th overall in the standings after 3 races. So I should think that whatever points he gets today, he will move up the order going into that World Cup final. But there's the penalty on gate 12. So the Italians, last time out in Tarsen in Slovenia, had a great event. 4 of the events, and they took gold in 3 of them. Pretty impressive stuff. But it's not going to be today, I suspect. But still 9 boats to go in this 10-boat men's K1 final. And still to come today, we have at 3 o'clock Central European time the Extreme Slalom. So head-to-head racing, and you can follow that on Planet Canoe. But let's follow this man now, because it's the world champion of 2018 in front of his home crowd for Germany, Hannes Eigner.
And he's trying to do his best, because he can now get so many points in our Olympic selection that he is pre-selected for the Olympic event, but we just need to get the Olympic spot then at the World Championships. So he's now, I don't know if he's looking forward to it, but of course he's looking forward, but how nervous he is in the moment.
Well, it'll be interesting, because he's got an advantage at the moment, and he's another person that took a penalty in the semi-final, so he had a bit of a nervous wait to check that he'd qualified. Now this is his opportunity to take a few more risks and see whether he can get on the podium here. Already Germany have taken a gold and a bronze in the individual events.
And he's pushing hard and hard. Pretty close exit out of gate 12. Now the tricky move, 14-15.
Well, he's up on the split, but we know that is not in the territory of the sort of 90 seconds, but he is absolutely where he needs to be at this stage in the course.
And I would like to see if Tim Markkleeberg, the other third German teammate, will watch him now, or if he try to stay somewhere at a quiet place and not listen to this what happened now.
Well, he's coming down, and it's going to be close. 90.71, and he is absolutely in the territory for a podium finish. Into first place for Hannes Eigner of Germany, and he goes ahead of Giovanni Di Gennaro. But 90.71, we know it is possible to go faster than that, but it is all about delivery in the final. And yeah, a battle. He'll be looking at what the other 8 competitors still to go can do, but also what Tim Markkleeberg can do. Tim knows now what he has to beat.
Exactly. He was faster in his semi-final run than Hannes did now in his final run, so he know he can beat him. But I think it's not the question if you can get the time. It's just a question if you can show what the things are the things you have to do to show to get this result and to get the position you need to at the time.
He'll have to focus. Tim will just need to focus on his job and delivering the best he can and hope that is quicker than Hannes. But 90.71. Germany lead early in this men's K1 final. 8 boats still to go, and they are the 8 fastest boats from the semi-final. So next up it is Martin Halsin of Slovakia, and again, when he gets it right, he is very, very fast. He's a 2-time under 23 world champion, 2-time junior world champion, and can he deliver it now?
He was here for a training camp, and he did for 1 week. I think they trained here with us together at the sessions, and so he knows the course, and he tried to get all the secrets, to find out all the secrets.
Well, he's found some time on Eichner. 1.5 seconds he has found, so he has done well on the top section, but we know the race is generally won and lost on the middle and a little bit at the bottom. Well,
good jump over the stopper.
Yeah, keeping the boat dry, keeping that momentum, that's important, and Martin is doing just that. Hannes was good here on the exit, but so too is Martin Halsin. Coming into the split, he's still up. 1.16, but the margins in the men's kayak event, not a lot. That's a good start for Martin. And actually, if he can hold on to that, that would be into the sub-90 kind of territory and perfect for a place on the podium.
He was waiting a little bit.
He is, but he's still tight in 19.
And now they're sprinting to the finish line. You see his teeth.
Be grinding down those teeth. He's outside of the 92nd and into second place, but he is pleased with that, and so he should be. It's a great performance for Martin Halsin, and it's still Hannes Eichner leading for Germany, then Martin Halsin of Slovakia. Giovanni De Gennaro for Italy is in third with 7 boats still to go. So, well, it was all on the bottom section, wasn't it? It slipped away.
Yeah, the way from 16 to 17, is it? I think so. The upstream gate. No, 18 to 19. That's the move where you can lose some time, and especially if the exit from 19 to 20 is low or too high, you will lose again time, and that's the thing. You have to. You're so close before the finish line, so you just need you want to come into the finish, and then you will lose your focus and not think about the next gate. You already start to think about the finish, and that's the problem you have then.
It is indeed. Well, there we saw Hannes Eichner wearing the bib number 5 in the finish area, waiting to see, that nervous wait to see whether he's done enough to stay on the podium here in front of his home crowd in Markkleeberg in Germany. The atmosphere really good, the crowd is here, and the sun is shining. Pretty hot actually over the last few days, and not a lot of shade here.
No, so unfortunately not, so a lot of wind and sun.
So next up, Vit Prindis of the Czech Republic World Championships, silver medalist and World Cup champion in 2017. Always a smooth paddler. Hasn't been as consistent in the World Cup as he has been in previous years, but certainly had the pace in the semi-final earlier.
But he's here for every international race we have on this course, so he knows the course well, and you see it as a split time 2.1 seconds ahead, so this is impressive. So he can take a touch and still be ahead. And
we have 3 Czech paddlers in this 10-boat final, so a lot of internal competition. Might not be for selection, but there's huge competition and rivalry between the paddlers. Well, Vit is looking strong as he comes towards the second split. Here we'll get an indication, and he's massively up, 3.35 seconds up. Well, if he can hold on to that, this is going to smash the 90-second barrier.
Oh, for sure, if he can deliver it.
And he looks so smooth. I love watching Vit paddle because he does take risks, but he always looks like he's in control.
Yeah, and he's always in the current, so it's not like that he's working against the water. He's just trying to get the water working for him. He's looking really good. Wow.
Surely we're looking at new race leader, 87.78, and Vit Brindis is our race leader. He smashes the lead time there, and well, that is going to take a run, something special to beat that.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. But there are still 6 athletes ahead, or they're coming. 2 of them are Czechs, and the others can deliver it as well. But to see the time and then go to the start line and try to do this as well, that's one of the things you have to learn, and you have to know that you can do this.
Absolutely. Well done, Vit, because that was an outstanding run. Vit Brindis of the Czech Republic, 87.78. And interesting, this 10-boat final has 5 world champions sat on the start line. And that doesn't count someone like Vit Brindis, who's won a World Championship medal, a couple of World Cup overall titles, that kind of stuff. Such is the standard of competition here. So there he is, Vit Brindis. Hopefully we'll catch a word with him in a few minutes' time at halfway through the final, but we still have another boat to go in this first half of the men's K1 final here, live from Markkleeberg in Germany. And it is great to see Vavra Hradilek of the Czech Republic back in a final. Hasn't been in a final for a while. Olympic silver medalist, world champion in 2013, and always an exciting, explosive paddler as we watch him challenge. Can he get close to Vit Brindis' time?
Pretty fast paddle stroke rate. That is impressive to see. But he's doing a good job for the moment.
Yeah, Vavra has a great feel for the water. He's just loves paddling big white water. Forcing it round on the top forwards. Looks a little bit untidy, but it is, well, there's nothing to choose between him and race leader Vit Brindis, and that upstream 10 will have helped his cause.
But it's good to see that he was a bit offline, and then he did not stop paddling. He just takes the time to find the line again, and that was the good thing
He's leaving no margins as well on 11 and 12, and well, he's a bit of a deficit, but let's remember, even if he doesn't beat Vit Brindis' time, if he can go under 90 seconds, then he's surely in a great position to make it onto the podium.
Last move, last upstream gate now. Little bit low.
Yeah, not the best there. Vit Brindis would have taken a bit more time out of him on that bottom move, but Vavra Hradilek of the Czech Republic, back on form, the world champion of 2013, surely is going to go into second place here. No, third place. It slips away a little bit, but still on the podium, and Hannes Eigner at the moment for Germany holds on to second place, but it is Vit Brindis of the Czech Republic leading the way. I think if I translate what Vavra has just said, he didn't have it in the arms. I'll ask him about that later, but he was pointing at his arms, shaking his head, almost as if at the bottom of the course he ran out of gas. Great performance there from Vavra, but it is still that stunning run from Vit Brindis of the Czech Republic that is leading the way at the halfway point in this men's kayak final here in Markkleeberg in Germany. And there we're watching Vavra Hradilek, who has just gone into third place with 5 boats to go. So the order at the halfway point, Vit Brindis is leading, and hopefully we'll be able to catch a word with him very shortly.
We've been waiting a little while to see the best of Vit Brindis again. Is today the day?
It looks like. I think I was paddling really good this season, but usually I did like a really nice run in semi-final. This time I keep it for final, and I am really happy that I put this run in the final here in Markkleeberg.
it's a fast time. Do you think it's quick enough to hold on for a medal?
Actually, I think so, but we will see. So many good paddlers on the top, but I'm really happy with my run, and that's enough for me now.
Right, good luck.
Thank you.
Well, Franz, there's a confident Vit Brindis that it will hold the test of time. There's the classification at this halfway point in the men's K1 final. And, well, I think he can be justifiably confident that that'll be hard to beat. And like we said, you'd have to do something absolutely magic to get under 87.
Absolutely magic, yeah. That's 87 or 2 seconds faster than the semi-final. That's if you are at the start line and you have to, this time, and you have to beat this. Gives you a lot of pressure, I would say. So let's hope the athletes at the start can find a way to not to feel the pressure too much to her shoulders.
And we still have some big names. World champion of 2014, Boris Nouveau of France. He'll be up next. Peter Kauser, two-time world champion for Slovenia, is still to come. Yuri Priskovic of the Czech Republic, world champion in 2015, still to come. We've got Germany's Tim Maxiner, who, he's not got that much of a track record, but that's because of the strength of the German team, and it takes a big significant effort to get into that German team, and he's shown already that he's capable of that by being in this final. And we've got Australia's Lucien Delfour, the fastest in the semi-final, regular World Championship finalist. And so we're only just getting started really in this men's K1 final, but it is Vit Brindis that is confidently sitting at the top of the leaderboard for the Czech Republic, 87.78 with 5 boats still to go. So here is our next competitor. It is France's Boris Nouveau, 2014 world champion. So a European champion as well, and very capable of delivering under pressure. I think he was 4th at last year's World Championships in Rio de Janeiro. But an early touch on the upstream gate 3, taking that tight line, and that's the risk you take.
Yeah, if you go low in this gate and you know that you won't lose time because the eddy is such strong and the current is so strong, split time without the touch he would be 0.272 seconds ahead, down of it.
Well, Boris Nouveau, no stranger to pressure, and he did that in the semi-finals, and he's repeated it again. Really good on the upstream of 10, particularly on the exit.
But with the touch in his head, and he knows what he needs to deliver now, and he knows he already got a touch. So let's hope he can find his way or still can continue.
Well, 2.92, and let's not forget at the moment Vit Brindis leads by 2.93. So he is still very much in the mix for. But as I say that, a 50-second penalty. Looks like it's been awarded on gate 16. He's sneaked under the pole, and well, the judges will determine whether your whole head has gone between the poles, and clearly on this occasion it's gone against Boris Nouveau of France, and it won't be a podium today for Boris. And well, penalty review should be able to get to see that in a little bit more of a close-up detail.
If you watch him in the face and the reaction in the finish line, you will see that he's not in the same.
There it is. There it is. Difficult to. And there's our video judges. They have a number of different camera angles to look at, not just the one we've just seen. And here we see it again, 16. And well, he certainly left it for the judges to decide. And on this occasion, it looks like it's proved costly there. So it is still Vit Brindis leading for the Czech Republic. Hannes Eigner in second for Germany, and Vavra Radlek of the Czech Republic in third place. 4 boats still to go. And there is Boris Nouveau. It's not going to be today, but the 2014 world champion, showing his form, and that's just what he needs in that run into the World Championships. You want a good performance. You had it yesterday. How important is that to give you that confidence going into the World Championships?
If you have the Olympic selection in your mind the whole time, then it's really important. But if you you have always a good feeling when you have won a race or you get a good result. So it helps you a lot and it gives you more power for the next race.
Well, talking of power, there's Peter Kauser on course for Slovenia, two-time world champion, Olympic silver medalist from Rio 2016. And, well, he takes the direct line and keeps it clean. He's the world number one.
Clean and short lines, I would say now. The way between 3 and 4, that is crazy that the exit of 3 and now...
Well, nearly took a touch on the downstream gate 6, but well, 0.88 down. He's got a little bit of work to do, but again, remember the margin between gold and silver at this point in time.
But he's a little bit offline, I would say.
Yeah, he's a bit scrappy. He's not quite a smooth person you'd normally expect.
Exactly.
But he has the chance to recompose himself as he comes into the 11-12 sequence here.
We will find out at the next split time, so 0.88 seconds. That's not the thing you've already lost your race, but...
Wow, 3.81 down, so he has... he's certainly forcing the moves, and maybe that's not quite the style that works for Peter Kauser. He's normally got a little bit more space in order to pull on the blade, keep that power on.
But if you are under pressure to have the best time, you will cut the lines, and that's what he did. And sometimes, or mostly, unfortunately, it is not the best way to finish the race.
Well, it's still a good run, 91.28, but it is only 4th place. So Peter Kauser, there is an asterisk showing by his name. That means the video judge is just finalising any penalties. But the top 3 remain unchanged with 3 boats to go. It is Vitprindis leading for the Czech Republic. Hannes Eigner in 2nd for Germany, and Vavra Hradlek of the Czech Republic in 3rd. Well, we get a breath between runs. I think that's why they give 3-minute intervals. It's so that we can get a chance to get our breath between the runs, because the racing is intense. Peter Kauser, 2-time world champion, Olympic silver medalist from Rio. That's the gate they were looking at. And, well, that must be gate 15.
There's nothing more horrible to wait at the start box and wait for the 3 minutes counting down. And you are talking and the commentary are talking, and you just sit there and wait for the time that's running up. So you start to think about the race and the other athletes, and that's the worst thing you can do in this situation.
Well, Peter Kauser has been given a 2-second penalty.
Really?
So just we'll find out which gate it is. It is on gate 13, and well, unlucky for him, that drops him down a place to 5th place. So let's turn our attention to the top of the course, because it's the world champion from 2015 for the Czech Republic, Jiří Preskovic, the bronze medalist from Rio 2016 Olympic Games, and one you would fancy to go fast on this course.
And he's famous for his upstream gates, just putting this head right inside and nothing else. So we will see where he can deliver this kind of gate here.
Well, he's the World Cup champion from 2018, and he is leading the World Cup Series this season after 3 races, but he is trailing at the moment on that early split. But we know the race is won and lost from here on.
And here, it wasn't so good.
But I think it was clean. The poles were moving, but I think that was the wind. So Jiří still in the mix as he comes towards 11 and 12.
Yeah, the gates are moving now, though. The wind is, you see the flags moving, so there's some more wind now.
Yeah, 2.48 seconds now, the deficit, but that would still be good enough to slot into 2nd place. So Jiří Preskovic not looking like he can beat Vitprindis, his compatriot of the Czech Republic, but he's very much in the mix for a podium spot.
Sprint to the finish line, jumping over the stopper and crossing the eddy.
It's a good line there as he comes towards the finish. It's going to be under 90 seconds, and 90.32, just outside, but he sneaks in between Vitprindis for the Czech Republic in 1st place. He goes into 2nd place ahead of Hannes Eigner of Germany with 2 boats still to go. Wow, I thought that was going to be under 90 seconds. Well, the emotions on his face, he doesn't look disappointed as such. He just looks like, well, I've done a good run, but on this occasion, I'll have to settle for second place or below.
The Eddie didn't push him as much as he was thinking about over the gate line.
He didn't get much help, did he, from the water on 10. And here we see classic Yuri Priskovic cutting the lines, and that's what makes him such an exciting paddler to watch.
I could not copy his style, but it's interesting to see that it's possible, yeah.
So 8 boats down in this 10-boat men's K1 final here, live from Markkleeberg in Germany. It's the 4th World Cup of the season, 2 boats to go, and it is Germany's second boat in this final. Tim Maxiner goes not only to see if he can get on the World Cup podium, but to keep his Olympic dreams alive.
I am crossing my fingers for him, because I want to see them fighting at the World Championships, and it is a really good result for Tim to be such far in the semi-final, and I wish for him that he can deliver it in the final again, or not again, he can deliver it in the final, so that his Olympic dream can continue.
Well, let's watch. He's 2 seconds down on the early split, but he's certainly not leaving anything out on the river, and importantly, he's clean on the first 9 gates.
Oh, Tim.
Well, good recovery there, but that will cost him a bit more time as he trips over his blade on the drop. It just shows how on the limit the paddlers are. Whilst we never want anyone to make mistakes, I think in a final, for people who are not familiar with the sport, it is so important to some of them just make it look so easy.
Yeah, the problem is if you push too hard, you will get over the line of a good feeling on the water. You're getting angry, and the water is not doing what you like, and the boat is not doing what you like, and the paddle and everything is working against you. So if you keep it all on the same level as you want, and putting the things together, you will have a smooth run and pretty fast run, and it doesn't look extraordinary. But if you go over the limit,
and that's what's happened, unfortunately, and a 2-second penalty on gate 7. Tim Maxiner of Germany goes into 8th place, but the top 3 still remains Victor Brindis of the Czech Republic, also Yuri Priskovic of the Czech Republic in 2nd, Hannes Eigner of Germany in 3rd, and well, if those results stand, then Hannes Eigner would get the German nomination for the Games, subject to Germany qualifying a place for the Games.
Exactly, so this means Hannes has so many points now that Tim, even if he win the World Championship title, he won't get close to him and to change the position of Hannes.
Well, whilst he'll be disappointed with the result, he left nothing on the river, did he? He took the fight there to Hannes, and it didn't happen, but he can't say he didn't try.
No, I would say it's impressive from Tim, to see that he quit his job, he changed to go into the army, so that's a big step for everyone, and especially if you are since 10-12 years fighting to come into the team, and now he's in the team since 2 years, and then making the decision to quit his job. That is impressive to see, and that shows how much it is for him.
That's a big commitment, isn't it? So there we have Vit Brindis on the right and Hannes Eigner on the left, with 1 boat to go. Lucien Delfour of Australia. Will he spoil the Czech party? Well, a bit sticky on the upstream gate 3, but Lucien Delfour of Australia, the fastest in the semi-final. He's a regular World Championship finalist. Hasn't had the season he would have liked, but it's not through shortage of pace. It's probably through high risk taking and it not working for him.
But that looked really nice. The gate combination. Oh, he is already 5 seconds below.
Well, let's just take that with a pinch of salt, shall we? It could just be the manual. Someone's a bit late pressing the button.
Maybe, yeah.
We'll wait and see on the second split, because it didn't look that far adrift for Lucien Delfour as he comes into the upstream gate 12. Well, it's tight round the pole, but he does have to wait for it a little bit. This is where we'll get a true indication. And 2.5, well, that sounds more like it, doesn't it?
That's
I think
the truth.
the first split might have been a little bit late on the button. And Lucien Delfour, well, he's still in the mix for a place on the podium. He's going to have to do something special to get on the top spot, but he could spoil a Czech 1-2 at the moment.
Really nice last upstream gate, and now finish sprint. And
So Australia's Lucien Delfour is going to be under. Yes, he is. He's going to go into second place, and he stamps his authority on the field after a disappointing start to the first 3 World Cups of the season. Well, he looks happy. Vit Prindis takes the win here in Markkleeberg in Germany. It's gold for the Czech Republic. It's silver for Australia. And it is bronze for the Czech Republic. So for Germany, it's 4th place again, just like it was in the women's C1. But some outstanding paddling we've seen in this men's K1 final. What are your reflections there, Franz?
I don't think that Lucien is happy how he looked in the finish, but maybe he's unhappy about his run, but not maybe about the position. He's ranked 2, so everything is good. And to see the whole final, it was interesting.
Well, let's try and grab a word with the World Cup winner, Vit Prindis of the Czech Republic.
Well, I have 2 very happy men here. Vit Prindis finally back on top of the podium with a gold medal. Really, really fast today, Vit. You must be happy.
Of course, I'm happy. I'm happy with my run and also with the podium. In the last World Cup in Tatsen, I was 4th, really, I think, close to the medal, but I was disappointed with my run. And today, I'm really happy with my run, and the special is the gold medal, which is awesome.
And Hannes Agner is also with us. He finished 4th, and we normally wouldn't speak to the athlete who's finished 4th, but he has booked a ticket, as long as they do the right thing in Sao for Tokyo. Hannes, that must be a great relief for you.
Yeah, even though I'm 4th, I still feel like a winner today. Vitek was unbeatable today. And so for me, it's almost done to come to Tokyo. It's just the spot which is missing in Laseo at the Worlds, and I'm pretty happy about this huge step towards Tokyo.
Congratulations to both of you. Well done.
Well, that'll be Hannes' 3rd Olympic Games, 2012. He was bronze medalist,
Exactly.
and then 4th in 2016,
Yes.
and 3rd Olympic Games. But here's the results. What an outstanding performance. Vit Prindis of the Czech Republic wins by nearly 2.5 seconds, ahead of Lucien Delfour and Yuri Preskovic. There in shot, Ricarda Funk, who took the gold for Germany yesterday, and again also booked her spot in the Olympic team, subject to Germany qualifying a quota spot at the World Championships. But well, we've had some exciting racing here in Leipzig, Germany, and we're not done yet, because we'll be back this afternoon with the extreme slalom. The quarterfinals, semi-finals and finals start at 3 o'clock Central European time. They'll be live here on Planet Canoe, so don't go away. But myself, Andy Muddock, and alongside me, Franz Anton, then we've been privileged to watch the racing over the course of the last hour. Your reflections on the finals we've seen?
Pretty impressive run of Vit, and congrats to, who was it in the C1 ladies? It was Nuria, exactly. So congrats to them, and for the others, young athletes, they have learned a lot of things, I would say, and the others can show his results and his best performance at the World Cup final in Prague next weekend.
Well, yes, if he can go this quick on the course that's not so familiar to him, then well, 3 Czech boats racing it out on home water in that World Cup final with double points up for grabs. Well, that will be something not to miss, so make sure you join us next weekend for that World Cup final. And you can follow it on Planet Canoe, but also we've got the Extreme Slalom World Championships in Prague next weekend. And again, that will be available on Planet Canoe. And a lot of focus then will shift to those World Championships. La Seu d'Urgell in Spain, the venue of the 1992 Olympic Games, and well, the third time it's hosted the World Championships. But here are the World Cup standings after 4 races. Jiri Priskovic holds on to that race lead. Now Peter Kauser in second. Vit Prindis of the Czech Republic moving up the order with that win today. And well, still up for grabs, but it does look like Jiri Priskovic may defend his title. So from here in Markkleeberg, Germany, it is goodbye, and well done to all the athletes for their racing. We've had medals spread across countries. Slovakia taking gold in the men's C1, Germany in the women's kayak. The women's C1, it's Spain who took the glory, and then the Czech Republic took gold in the men's K1. So we'll see you next week in Prague for the World Cup final and the Extreme Canoe Slalom World Championships. Double points up for grabs, and we'll see who is crowned the World Cup champion of 2019. So from Markkleeberg in Germany, it's goodbye.